Everything's been quiet in terms of the court proceedings until now. Today, the Deputy Washington County Attorney put forth a request for a waiver hearing, which would be in the coming weeks for Franke and Hildebrandt separately.
Hello everyone, my name is Jessica and welcome back to my channel. No, this is not my usual setup. Really late at night, well late for me, like almost 11 o'clock, only time I have to film this, and the news broke not that long ago. There's a lion here on the couch. You are balancing on my couch right now. I'm sitting on the floor. This isn't the most ideal setup. My kids are sleeping, and the room that my son is sleeping in, my tripod is in there, so there's no way in freaking hell I'm interrupting my almost 3-year-old sleep. No way. Nothing is worth it. If you have a toddler, you know. Oh, and welcome to my fourth day of Vlogmas. As you saw in the opener with KUTV's Brian Schnee, I think that's how you say his name, is that Ruby and Jodi have both requested a waiver hearing. So I looked it up about what a waiver hearing is, and I'll read that to you. A waiver hearing is a type of court hearing where a person decides to give up their right to a trial and instead plead guilty to a crime. This hearing is also called a transfer hearing. What I saw online is that no one mentioned, at least none of the news things mentioned, that this had to do with entering a plea, specifically a plea of maybe being guilty. And so I was looking into it a little bit further. ABC4 News actually said, they gave a little bit more details. They said that Eric Clark, which they all mention his name, he is the deputy of Washington County. He's an attorney. So first I want to share with you what a deputy county attorney is, so you know that their role in the community. So I'm going to roll that.
Every county government office in Utah is unique because all are run by local elected officials chosen by their community. An individual is accused of breaking a law within the county. It's the job of the county attorney to put on their criminal prosecutor hat to enforce the law, protect the due process rights of defendants, support the rights of victims, and do their best to provide a fair trial. That includes reviewing evidence, interviewing witnesses, meeting with representatives of the accused, and preparing for and conducting a hearing and/or trial.
So I don't know if you think that was boring to see, but I like hearing all these names. Like, that's why I'm getting everything confused. Like, I know who Sean Reyes is, Attorney General. Like, I really have to like Google and find out many different meanings of things in order to gain like a really clear understanding of people's roles in like these cases or in their like in the judicial system. Because I can't just like read something, like it's how my brain works. I can't just read something and be like, okay, cool. Like, I need to know what his role is. Like, why is he filing it and why is her lawyer not? You know, I just didn't understand it. But it's like his role is that he oversees other litigators and lawyers, right? So he like they go to him and that person files the thing, the motion and all that kind of stuff. If that makes sense. It's very interesting. Filed the court documents today, December 7th, but what you're seeing this on December 8th, asking for a waiver hearing for Ruby Franke on December 18th and then Jodi Hildebrandt on December 27th. So it has to just do with like court availability is my assumption, because when I looked at the court calendars, I look at them every freaking day because I've been waiting to hear about something, but so far it's not booked into it. He just requested it, and I already see just like other things going on those days. There are less busy days in the courthouse, so I'm going to keep looking and I will keep you guys posted if I see that is confirmed. I mean, I'm sure the news people are going to be doing probably better job obviously than me because they have access to a lot. This is just a weird thing. Like, I'm filming this. This is not cool. Sorry, guys. So the best information that I can find online in regards to a waiver hearing, sorry, my brain is not working right now, was from this one law firm website. I'm going to read it to you so that I don't mess it up. It says that your case may involve one or more waiver hearings. These hearings are conducted primarily to determine if you and the state of Utah can reach a plea bargain. This is called a waiver hearing because if you reach a plea bargain with the state, a preliminary hearing and trial will not be necessary and you will waive them, it says. So this is actually a really big deal to me. This news coming out shows that they are ready to make either a plea deal with the state, so pleading guilty. This is not something that someone does when they are innocent, by the way. The waiver hearing is basically going to be one or two things. It's going to be either they're entering a plea deal and they're pleading guilty and they're going to take whatever conviction comes with their current charges, or they might potentially waive the right to a preliminary hearing. So when I was looking it up, a preliminary hearing is like the next step after a waiver hearing. So here it says in a preliminary hearing, the standard of proof is a lot lower, where someone could be charged with things with probable cause, but at a trial, as we all know, if you're involved, if anyone's watching this, you probably like law related things, that you have to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that someone has committed a crime. So there's a lot of evidence needed. So more often than not, if you're going to have a preliminary hearing, it says that the state typically does not expose all their evidence in this type of hearing, because you can convict on like lower amounts of evidence being shown, which is what I was saying, which was probable cause versus beyond reasonable doubt. So I find this very interesting. So we're really going to find out big news coming up here soon, especially with this hearing, like maybe by the end of the year, because it says within 15 days they should be having their preliminary hearing. Is that how it works in the state of Utah? Just a Google search. I'm not an expert. I should have said this. I'm not an expert, obviously. I'm just a stay-at-home mom to 2 kids who's really interested in law. The other thing is, if in this waiver hearing they decide to void their need to want to have a preliminary hearing, then they're going to go straight into an arrangement. And an arrangement is when someone enters a plea for guilty versus not guilty. So as Alexi Treviso, I mentioned her case for my 2 days ago Vlogmas, because I'm trying to do them every second day, but she pleaded not guilty, so now hers is going to trial next summer. So if they decide like, hey, we're not taking a plea deal with the state, we're going to go ahead and have a preliminary hearing or waive our rights to a preliminary hearing, then they're going to go to trial. So we're going to learn a lot of news here soon. I'm very interested in what's going to happen. I have no idea. I won't be surprised if they instead go the route of entering a plea deal, because of the lawyer that Jodi has in particular. Like, I don't really know anything honestly about Ruby's lawyer, but what's interesting about the deputy attorney, the one who filed this motion, is he's relatively new. He's been there in office since February 2020, and he specializes in like land issues, and like they have really good people in their corner for people who commit really like heinous, awful crimes. So when it comes to Jodi, her lawyer, he gives me the EBGBs. He's so creepy looking, in my opinion. You know, someone might find him really hot. If you do, cool. If that's your flavor. Sorry, I'm only laughing because he is Jodi's lawyer, and Jodi is a bad person in my personal opinion. But on their website it says like what they specialize in. By the way, his office is right next to, sorry, my ankle just cracked. His law office is right like in the hub of the government agencies there, which is, I guess, good for him. It says that the practice areas that their law firm specializes in is mayhem, vehicular manslaughter, so death using a vehicle, criminal defense, personal injury, and expungement. And then this other part I'm going to put on the screen. I don't want to say them because I don't want YouTube to like ban me or whatever, but if you look at all this stuff, kidnapping, I'm whispering because I think that's going to help it not be picked up, but the things that this lawyer specializes in and does a really good job at is the stuff that Jodi has done. So she literally has a shark. She has the best lawyer she could ever need for committing these awful, awful crimes. Yeah, this is interesting to me. I think it was big news. I'm going to be interested to see, like, I guess today when you're watching this, like what we're actually going to learn. I don't know. It's going to be crazy. And this is like, I feel like this is like the final thing. Like I feel like they are going to take a plea deal because of all the evidence stacked against them. And if they continue to move forward and decide not to get a plea deal, then in a trial, way more information is going to come forward, like about the safe room, the panic room, like what is going on with that, the details of the children. Like we're going to learn the nitty gritty details if it goes to trial. So I think they're trying to avoid that. Like Jodi doesn't want her name like pushed in. Like it would make more sense for her to take jail time than people to learn more stuff, because also the information would be closed. Like her lawyer, Douglas Terry, specializes in closing and sealing records. So this is the route I think at this point I'm going to be surprised if it goes to trial, just based on this step that they took just now, right? So it's very, I know I said this many times, very interesting, but hopefully I won't have to do more videos like this, just like, in my living room, no makeup and crazy late at night and stuff. But I just wanted to share this information with you guys, give you my perspective and what I learned, because just seeing like one little thing about it, you're just like, okay, cool, they have a waiver hearing. What does that even freaking mean? I hope that you guys like today's Vlogmas. My next Vlogmas video is actually really exciting to look into. It's okay, baby. I may unfortunately only be able to do one more Vlogmas video. I might only be going to Vlogmas day 5, unless I do some like voiceover videos where I'm not in it and all that sort of stuff. But that I'll just play it by ear. And I think it's basically like a week of Vlogmas, and like next year I'll do better. So yeah, anyways, thank you so much for all my new subscribers and people who watch and comment. I really appreciate all of you. And I hope wherever you are, you guys are having a fantastic day. Bye, guys.